Hello everyone. In this semester, I am handling the fluid power system for your section. As you know that the name indicates that the fluid power systems, by the use of the fluid, the power it can be generated very easily by using the systems or even the actuators. As you know that most of the powers are it is actuated by using the fluids only. Either it may be the gaseous fluid or it may be a liquid fluid. Now the fluid power system, in this module, which consists of the components, advantages and applications, is the first part. The second part is with respect to the transmission of the power at a static and as well as the dynamic states, and the laws related to that is nothing but the Pascal's law. The second important topic is nothing but the fluid for the hydraulic systems, the types, properties and selection of the fluid material, additives, effect of temperature and pressure on the hydraulic systems, the sealings and sealing materials, compatibility of the sealing with the fluids. The third part is nothing but the types of the pipes, hoses and the quick acting couplings, pressure drops in the hoses, pipes and as well as the fluid condition through the filters, strainers, sources and contamination, and also the contamination control at heat exchangers. This put together is nothing but the first module. Now, first we will go with respect to the introduction with respect to fluid power systems. As you know that the fluid power is used to produce a pressure to generate and to control and to transmit the power. The fluid power is subdivided into two categories. Either it may be the hydraulic systems or it may be a gaseous systems. If the system is a hydraulic liquid media, then we are naming it as the hydraulic system, or if the system is a gaseous media, then we are calling that as a pneumatic systems. In the case of the pneumatic systems, the air or even some gases are used, where in the case of the liquid media, the water can also be used as the one of the pressurizing media, but in most of the cases oils are used as a media to transmit power. The compressed air and water pressure systems were also used to transmit power from one end to the another end. The fluid power systems today are usually within the source and as well as the building or even in the mobile applications. The fluid power systems performs work by pressurized fluid bearing directly on the piston cylinder, or even in the case of the fluid motors. In the case of the fluid cylinder produces the force resulting in a linear motion, whereas in the case of the fluid motors, the torsional effects can be obtained very easily. Within the fluid power systems, the cylinder and as well as motor can be called as the actuators, where the desired work can be actuated very easily. The controlling components such as the valves regulates the system. The components are the elements in the case of the fluid power system. A fluid power system has pump driven by the prime mover, such as either it may be a electric motor or by means of the IC engines. Most of the cases it is done by means of the electric motor only. In some cases we are using the IC engine as a driving system that converts mechanical energy into a fluid energy. The pressurized fluid is controlled and directed by the valve into actuated device such as the hydraulic cylinder or the pneumatic cylinders to provide either it may be a linear motion or it may be a rotary motion, depending upon the type of the application. Even the rotary motion or the linear motion, it may be a continuous or it may be a confined or even partially can also be obtained. This is a schematic diagram shows the basic six elements: the filter, motor, pump, pressure regulators control systems or the control valves, and the last one is nothing but the actuators. These basic elements forms a fluid power systems. The main components of the fluid power systems are the six basic components where the actuation can be done very easily. A tank or a reservoir where hydraulic oils or the air it can be stored. The pump to force the oil through the system, and even in some cases we are using the gases as in the case of the pneumatic, then we have to go for the pneumatic pumps. An electric motor or the other power sources to drive the pumps, the valves to control the oil direction and to pressurize and the flow rate, and actuators to convert the pressure of the oil into a mechanical force to do the useful work. Piping is used to carry out the oil from one location to the other location. Before going in depth with respect to the fluid power system, we should know something about the what is fluid and as well as what is fluid power. As you know that fluid is defined as any material which flows, either it may be in the form of a liquid or even it may be in the form of a gaseous. The examples are even the water or even air can also be used as a fluid media. The fluid power. The fluid power is use of the fluids under the pressure to generate, control and to transmit power. The fluid power is subdivided into hydraulic and as well as pneumatic. The hydraulic uses the liquid, either it may be a water or even some cases oils, but in the case of the pneumatic, the gases are used as the media. Then what are the fluid power systems? The fluid power systems are the systems which performs the work by using the fluid as a media, which is nothing but a pressurized fluid bearing directly the movement of the piston inside the cylinder or even the motors. The fluid cylinders produces the force resulting in a linear motion, whereas the fluid motors produces a torsional rotation or even either it may be a continuous or even instantaneous can also be achieved. Within the fluid power systems, the cylinders and motors are called as the actuators, where a desired work can be achieved very easily. Along with that, the fluid power components, in some cases, even as we know that the technology advances, we need the sensors, transducers and even the microprocessors to have a continuous fluid control and even the fluid power, where the actuation is either it may be a automatic or it may be a semi-automatic. Then how does the fluid power works? The fluid power is used as fluids under the pressure to generate, control and to transmit power. The fluid power is subdivided into either it may be a hydraulic or it may be a pneumatic. The best examples are the lifts or even what we can say the trolleys are so many examples where the fluid power it can be used as a media, but in some cases even the mechanical systems can also be used by which the transmission of power from one place to another place is taking place. The advantages of the fluid power systems. The advantages of the fluid power systems are the fluid power systems are simple and easy to operate and to control accurately. The multifunctional and variation of the forces. The linear and even the rotary motion can be actuated, either it may be in small in terms of kilograms or even in terms of tons. The best examples is if you take an example of the power process where the pressure is required in tons. The multifunction control, the system may be a hydraulic or the pneumatic, but it can provides a power and control for the numerous machine using a valve manifolds and distribution systems. Low speed torques can be easily achieved, and even the constant force or the torques can be maintained by using these systems. As we know that the components are of very minimum, even the economically the system is cheaper when compared to the other systems. Not only in the reduction is required with respect to the manpower, but also the production and elimination operation fatigue can also be overcome, by which the production can be increased. The low weight to power ratio. The hydraulic systems has a low weightage to a power ratio compared to a electromechanical systems. The fluid power systems are compact. The fluid power systems can be used where the safety is a vital importance. The applications. As we know that the fluid power it is required in all places, that too especially in the engineering applications where the automation is a main essential, and even in the case of the agriculture, defense, building industries, construction industries, and even the food processing industries also. In the case of the defense, the missile launching systems or even the navigation controls and even the suspensions requires a fluids. The fabrication industries, most of the tools or the machine tools what we are using is operated by means of either pneumatic or the hydraulic systems. The food and as well as the beverage industries where the equipments, the wrapping, bottling, all these is done by using the hydraulic systems only. The very simple systems where the material handlings, either jacks, hoists, cranes, forklifts, conveyors are operated by using the fluid systems only.